members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. And what I would like to say is just a fantastic evening here because XRP is looking very bullish. We've actually got some other things that we are going to talk about that I did not even put into the title. As some of you may know, or some of you may not know, the SEC has they've gone off the rocker here, and they've asked the judges to impose a $2 billion fine against Ripple. No, I'm not making this up. They have, in fact, the US SEC seeks $2 billion from Ripple Labs, chief legal officer says. And we'll go over all of that developing stories here, or the developing news here in the past hour or two that we really need to talk about, but that's outrageous to think $2 billion. Now, we've been asking ourselves, why has Ripple been selling so much XRP? And why did they lock up like 800 million out of the billion last month? Are we starting to find out that they're going to have to pay do you think they would actually pay a $2 billion fine? That's not chump change there. That's a lot of money. So yes, the charts are looking great. We need a back test here of around 63.7 cents. And it would be absolutely fantastic. I could see it overshooting it and coming back down to 63 in back testing. But technically, we've created a new support barrier around 63.4 to 63.7 area. So I would expect us to get a bounce around there on a back test. And XRP has broken out of the short-term resistance. It's just obviously we've got to talk about what's going on with the $2 billion fine that the SEC wants imposed on Ripple. I mean, I don't know about many companies that if you impose a $2 billion fine, that they're going to be able to just, walk down the street with, without being a little bow-legged as a company, because it's going to be interesting. I expected a lot of numbers, but I honestly, I did not expect 2 billion. I was thinking like 4, 5, 600 million. Something ridiculous like that, but 2 billion, so that's it's certainly something to be seen. When I seen that number, I was like, holy hell, 2 billion. That's a hell of a lofty number they came up with there. Seeing that the entire market cap of XRP is 35 billion. So I mean, putting it in perspective, that's like 6-7% of XRP's entire value. Could you imagine? So that's something we're going to talk about. We'll deep dive into what's going on there. But obviously, we want to stay very positive here as well because XRP is on the verge. Ironically, when they put out the fake or even the FUD stories, don't you guys ever understand or realize or even ask yourself why these stories come out on the precipice of pumps? It's almost like they want to keep out the speculators saying, oh my God, I can't buy this $2 billion fine. There's no way this company's going to survive this. Just to watch it in the next breath be like, oh, so they're going to impose a $2 billion, or they want to have a $2 billion fine, and now this thing's running 20%. Nothing the speculators like more than a good story. So, but this is something. This is definitely something. So we'll get into that. We'll get into XRP in the terms of it has to have a bullish close, even more so. I would like to see it close over 63.7 cents in that newfound support on this recent push up. But I'd also like to make sure we don't get back below 63 cents. That would be a major, bear signal. But as of right now, we're on the top side of this first tier of this handle on a very bullish cup and handle. So now we're trying to have a push to the technical target right now. It's right around 75 cents. So that's what we're trying to do. And will this news today have any impact? I highly speculative at best. I would say, if anything, we'll probably go bullish now because of a negative story that came out. The opposites attract after all. So I think a lot of people would expect it to dive. But I think we're going to do quite the opposite. I think it's strategically placed when they put these pieces out. So we need to pay attention to that. We need to look at Bitcoin as well, as it's up 3,242 points. Close over 70,000 would be huge. It re-broke out after getting back above a very critical resistance line at 66,600. And now I think Bitcoin's trying to get up to that 73,600 area to make or break it at a resistance that would be interpreted as an M-topping reversal if we were to get rejected, or if we could have a volatile swing, especially to the upside with volume still coming in, you could in fact create the illusion, or not even just the illusion, but it could be said that what we created right now is just a big left shoulder, and then the head should bring us to 85,000. That's more what I'm looking for, but I'm also looking for, you know, us to at least get up another 3,200 points so that we can see if we are actually bearish or bullish up there. So I thank everybody for tuning in, especially the members of Tom's Army who single-handedly sponsor this show. It's the way it is. I don't have any sponsors. I don't want any sponsors. So Tom's Army sponsors this show. So I think that's pretty cool. If you are watching right now, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. It's very important. If you hit that like button, YouTube will recommend this, and that means when somebody logs onto YouTube and they're scrolling through their feed, they see XRP Future Millionaire, they see this live, they see the updates, and they get the truth. It's that simple. So with that being said, good evening. 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, March 25th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. Wow, 2004. Could you imagine? I would only be 20 years old. That would certainly be a blast from the past. Kind of like that intro. Some of you may never have heard that intro live before. Now I'm just XRP Future Millionaire because it's easier to recognize. But that's how I started the station after all. So let me get into the comments real quick. Thank you to everybody who's hit that like button so far. And please hit that like button as well so you can help us advance this great community. And if you understand the time I put in, you know, if you have the ability to hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. John Buglethorpe, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Yes, Sherry Bob, that's my face superimposed on that badge. Tom the Master, hello, do you think the alts like AMP, Solo, DGB, XDC, etc. will only hit all-time highs in the next bull run or beyond? That's all, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to hit all-time highs in the next bull run. It's speculative. We have to go layer by layer. Some of them, like Solo, that was at $6. So for me to just say it's going to go all the way back up there, sometimes things like that happen because of all of the, let's just say, airdrops and the listing on exchanges simultaneously. You can never get that kind of momentum again. I don't know if Solo has it in it to just go back to $6 on the next bull run. I'll be honest. It can go crazy, but I don't know about just running. Some of them as well. Like, we don't know. I'm just taking it in stride. But I don't know if they're going to hit all-time highs, but I'm taking it in stride, and I'm buying them as if they will. Let's just put it that way. But I'm buying them in the right spots. So I'm speculating that where I bought it, they can have monumental moves, you know, from the bottom of bear markets. But yeah, John, I think it's totally possible. Make XRP great again. We are all going to the moon right now. Well, at some point, hopefully, we will get there together. Yes, Einstein, the SEC does want $2 billion from Ripple as a fine. And oh, yes, it's going to drag it out. We'll get through this as well. Yeah, you know, I'm not necessarily sure this is going to delay. If I was going to guess, everybody thinks this is bearish for it. But if I had a speculator's mind here, I would say because they're putting a false story out here right when the charts are signaling a big breakout, it's just what we needed the catalyst to actually break out. I know it sounds crazy, but I look for these negative stories and negative connotations to keep retail out when the institutions can just pile in. That's just the way I look at it. I could be completely wrong. I'm not even a financial advisor. Somebody actually, you know, on my short today said, oh, great, now we're supposed to take advice from a homeless guy. This is priceless. Not even understanding the fact that I have not cut my hair for a reason. But other than that, what's so bad about being homeless? What's so bad about the homeless? At least I'm not panhandling if I was homeless. You know? Just it's a certain mindset that folks have. Steven Jackson, welcome in. John, welcome in. Mr. Hall. Brendan, thanks for tuning in, being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Oh, it's a finer layer of support, my friend Brendan. Honestly, there's no benefit. Somebody wanted me to create that because they wanted to show extra support. That was it. So, honestly, you show me more support. I used to send out an XRP token and stuff, but that was long ago. Light Switch Tom, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Appreciate that, my friend. Love you back. Well, Rob, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Let's see. Miav, welcome in again. I appreciate you tuning in as always, friend. Mark Cass and CPR, welcome in. Yes, buckle up indeed. That's an appropriate name, too, for what's going on here. UK Phil, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XRP Meteor along with Mo. Yes, Mo, we're going to go over the joke of the $2 billion that the SEC wants imposed on Ripple. But should we be surprised? Probably not. Jason Seta, welcome in, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. He says, show some respect, hit that like button. Yes, indeed. Brendan Dodge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 1 month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Man, I love seeing that one. The Stranger, welcome in. The General, or where's General Tom? General Tom is here, but, you know, I always put my lives available right before I'm going to be here so everybody can kind of find that I'm on. But yeah, we're going. Mark Smith, welcome in. Brave, Alessandro, thank you so much for tuning in. JM Yas Fudd, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. God, I love that one too. Do you even grow, bro? The SEC can... The judge ruled it not a security. Sorry, Gary Guzzler. That's costly. Why is it blocking this show? What? We're adults here. I'm sure he can speak his mind. Let's see. Lee Adams, welcome in. Jorge, good evening. Julie Arwine, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 badge. My significant other. CJ2 Pilot, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. Oh, I would love it. I would love for Gary Gensler to appear on my channel. I wouldn't even interrupt him. I would just, you know, obviously we'd have to sponsor the show that day by Turtle Wax. And I think it'd be a pretty funny thing we could do. But anyhow. Devin, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, and he's also a mod. So let's get this going. George, thank you so much for tuning in and being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. And Bob is in here as well. Shuri Bob is That's My Face superimposed on that month 1 emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Bob is representing it as he's in month 1 of the Army. So thank you, Bob. And thank you, everybody, for being in the Army. I greatly appreciate that. Greatly appreciate that. So, real quick, as we did do a live of over an hour earlier with price action. So, something told me that I was going to have to come on twice today. Remember I told you earlier that when I feel like it's going to be a busy day, I come on a couple times, or when something's happening, something told me that something was coming out because I was reading stuff. I didn't want to say anything earlier because it was unspecified rumors, but now it's validated. So, you know, it took me a minute longer to come on, but I wanted to read through everything. And then I had a later dinner because, you know, we were doing stuff, and I kind of got busy reading the stuff too, ironically. EOC new support level at 0.637, which coincides with the neckline of the inverted head. And look at this guy. You hear that? This guy's right on the money. That's what we just talked about when we started. The 637 is that new real support we would like to try to hold, even though we know it could come down farther because we know it could hit the neckline of the, or not the neckline, the support of the handle. We would like it to use that neckline as the new support. I agree with you, friend. 637, that's the exact, I like that. Who said that? Who said that? You make me look good when you say stuff like that. Or we make each other look good, actually. I need to see another comment so I can see who said that. But yeah, we're on the verge of breaking out here. If we get a successful backtest at that 637, it's off to the races here. We should be next layer up to, you can't just say 75 even though that's the zone. You still got to break past the rising channel area at about, no, you'd be good. You'd be good. He says coincides with the neckline of the inverted head and shoulders formed from the 16th. Nike backtest and bounce. Thanks for, yes. Oh my God, straight from my mouth, man. And I didn't even say it, you said it. But that's exactly what I was talking about in the intro. You not only nailed that, but you're 100% on the money. I mean, guys, that's exactly what we've been talking about. The inverted head and shoulders that once it formed, everybody'd say, well, how the hell did this happen? But we would already know. This man's right on the money. Unbelievable. That's such a beautiful comment. It's always nice, see? Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Then we would say, oh, it was there the whole time. How did we not see it? But we said we did see it because we're here each and every day. Oh, the audio's cracking. Why am I not surprised? I know how to fix this. So does that help? It could just be my voice from talking too much, honestly, but I think most people know the difference. But I found a little, it's like a hack when you're live. I just have to turn my internet off. The audio was indeed cracking. Did it fix it, Miev? I think some people said it sounds better. Okay, see, so I figured out a hack when I'm live. If anything's ever wrong, just tell me. I'm serious. If anything's wrong, just tell me, because I found out if I just turn my internet off on my tablet and turn it back on, YouTube will just be like, oh my God, his internet cut out. So then it just restarts it from where I'm at. Even though it says, oh, it didn't even restart the 16 minutes this time. Normally it'll just show on the side the live restart. It didn't even show anything restarted. So I appreciate everybody who said that, because it allows me to reset it. Perfect. For some reason, it does that on YouTube. And I see it a lot when people go live and then they just restart the live. But that's not the right answer, because then do you know how hard it is to push everything out twice by YouTube, let alone once? So I'm glad that that works. So all I was saying is, if 637 doesn't hold, don't be surprised if it maybe not come all the way back down to 627, but we would have to find a spot with this recent rise where we'd be like, okay, you know, it possibly could just come down to the new uptrend, because I'm not always stuck on the number that we might think it's going to hit, but I start to look at like the new evidence that the pattern will give us. So what does this suggest? I mean, it's in that area though. See, even that suggests, even if you try to take from that, this is so important. This almost validates what we're looking at here. Not almost, it does. This gives us that new uptrend here. And now what ends up happening is you're starting to, this is what you're kind of looking at now. We're looking at that now. And now it would actually have been better if we would have got something like that. So then we kind of would have had something to compare it to. But we didn't. So now we're just getting the consolidation down. But we're looking for a retest and hold right around where I have that uptrend. I'm going to change the color. It's not going to be blue because this is important. Not that I don't like blue. It's my favorite color in the world. But what screams importance? What screams important? Ooh. Nah. That kind of screams important. Yeah, we can't get through the danger line. How about that? We want to hold that line. Although I don't really like red to be the danger line. I'll be honest. Not that color. Ooh. That'll work. We need to hold that line. So if we want XRP to really bounce out of here, the reason why that line's so important is that is the inverted head and shoulders neckline, as somebody so nicely pointed out. It really is. Like, if you look across here and you break this, you don't really want to come down much farther than that. So we'll see what happens here. Let me put that back down to 2. But we want to hold that new uptrend. We want to hold that new uptrend, in my opinion. CJ2 Pilot, I always like to hear your take on the BS. Thank you for that, CJ2 Pilot. Not only for being in Tom's Army, but now for that $4.99 donation. That was greatly, greatly appreciated, and very, very cool of you, my friend, to spend your hard-earned money on me like that. Same thing with Tanya May. Thank you so much, love, for not only being in Tom's Army for over a year now with the I Told You So badge, but thank you so much for donating the $10 as well. It says, thanks, Tom, for all you do for us. You're welcome, love, and thank you for being a part of this audience for so long. We'll look at H-bar in a little bit. But I'm trying to get through this with XRP for one reason, because look at this. If XRP gets a double top, let's just say Bitcoin, and does everybody see what I'm talking about? And with the news that came out, let's just pay attention if we got a rejection. Does everybody see this? If it did something like this, and then they dropped it down to here, and then we swung around, is that feasible? Maybe not on this chart, but if we look at the cup and handle formation, I'm just saying, if we got a rejection, I don't want a rejection, but what would that look like if we did break up there and then we had a rejection back down to the bottom of the handle support? We know we're on a cup and handle on the short term. We're trying to work on a bigger one, but we're in the handle. So what if we did break up and then we had to have a massive I just want to see what it would look like. So boom, around, bam, around. Okay, so so if it hit this, came down, consolidated, broke out, would you expect that to happen? Or is it more feasible for boom, boom, and out? With the news coming out, we need to get past here, I'm just saying. Otherwise, we're going to get one of these. I could totally see them blaming the news for this, too. And not just that, you know what? What's coming up here? The escrow drop. First of every month. 1 billion XRP gets dumped onto the market unless they decide to lock some up. Last month, they locked up 800 million. Kind of like a revelation or something. Now it turns out they knew they were going to get sued for 2 billion. So maybe they're putting it in some secret storage. After all, with all that, when we expect a pump, you know, for Christ's sake, they're going to have to turn those trading bots on and turn those cells off, because they need this price to go up, because they're going to need more value than fucking 63 cents or 66 cents. Hey, put it this way, everybody. If you want a positivity out of this, if the government's trying to shake them down for 2 billion, the price ain't high enough. The price is not high enough. You know? So it's maybe they got to pump it up to like 130, 120 just so they can get some value. So, you know. But yeah, that's that's my perspective right now. But right now I'm fully looking for, that's a W reversal. We have a nice breakout today. I'm fully looking for this tactical move. And I can say that confidently because as long as we bounce off of this and don't give it back, the technical breakout from coming out of here was up to that area, 75, what is it? 75, 72. It gives us a shot to break out of our short-term pattern. As you can hear, I've been excited today. My voice is already like Tom, buddy. It's 7:07 and you can barely talk. But you know, I like what I do. I like what I do. And I like that each and every one of you here like what I do. Well, maybe not all of you, but most of you like what I do who are watching. Some of you, though, as I'll say, I've always said I do like the hecklers too, though, because they keep you honest. Maybe not from the info you're given, but they keep you honest for yourself. They keep you honest with yourself. So, all right. So that's XRP. So we see where XRP's at. We're on the verge of a very nice move. Very nice move. I know it took 24 minutes to get through stuff we've already talked about. But, oh, and if you need one more thing to be positive about, just look at the all-time pattern and the potential. Just, yes, they want, yes, the SEC wants $2 billion, right? They want $2 billion from XRP Ripple, I should say. But look at this. Look at this. Look at that beautiful formation that could be forming right in front of our very eyes. As I've said, the biggest W I've ever seen on a chart that's actually playing out true. Yes, it is, CJ2 Pilot. They are definitely testing it out, so that would be a nice way to get liquidity to XRP Healthcare, too. Oh, I'm testing out a lot thanks to Jason. He showed me how to, he sent me the information, how to stake XRPH for 25%. So we'll see. So I don't know, but I don't know because I haven't researched it, so I'm afraid to do it as of right now. So I've still got to do my back studying. They do keep it interesting, EOJ. I agree. Do I recommend cold storage? Well, with my XRP, I put it on Zoom or Zaman now, formerly known as Zoom. But that's how I got my exposure to the XRP ledger. So I can't speak for anybody else, but that's how I did it. Stolfer says I staked some and it disappeared. What did you stake? XRPH or did you stake XRP? I want to know. Because I don't stake anything right now on the fear that something bad's going to happen. Can you tell me which exchange? I would love to know. I'm trying to think of which one. Oh, on the XRPH wallet. Okay. Yep, okay. See, I haven't used it yet. I was afraid to because I was just keeping it on MEXC because I actually know the exchange right now. But I was trying to see further information about the XRPH wallet. That's why I haven't talked about it. So actually, you are a perfect person to be in here because you're experiencing problems with it as we speak. So that's actually what I want to know. The Dolly Parton pattern. But no, seriously, that's... I just deleted the one thing on accident. But think about the possibilities here with that W. If it actually forms. I mean, that's some positivity right there. If you ever have a bad day and you need to see. And just see the possibility we're working with here. Oops. It's an enormous possibility here we have with XRP. You can't draw another crypto that has that same setup like that. It's craziness. It's crazy. This setup is crazy if it plays out, especially. It's unbelievable. So, but now we got to get into, let's look real quick at XRPH since somebody brought it up. XRP Healthcare is up to 2.9 cents on the day. It's up towards a very heavy resistance point right now, which is why I don't want to buy any today, even though I've been buying it almost every day for the past, what? Not very often. It hasn't been that long. But when it hit that 1.7, unfortunately, I didn't get 1.7. Wow, that came all the way to 2.7. That's fantastic. But once it came down here on this wick, and that was March 17th, I bought it on the way up. I hit up 1.9 the first time area. And then I hit 1.9, 2.4, 2.2, 2.1, 2.4, like 2.44, 2.2. My average is 2.24 right now. 2.24 cents. I have like 20,600 and some change tokens. I wish I had more, but it's giving me the opportunity right now to get what I want. This has a 100 million total circulating supply. It's on the XRP ledger. You know, this is something for the future of the digital pharmacy / urgent cares or medical care. This is trying to tap into that newly emerging market that they believe is going to peak in around 2031. So right now we're at the very early stages of it. So that's why I'm very interested in this. And obviously it's on the ledger. So something to consider there. And the reason you're hearing me talk about more and more about it is because for the first time since I've been watching it, since I learned about it on YouTube, unfortunately they were telling us about it at a very bad price, as I could see that 6-7 months ago. But I waited to start discussing it with the audience until we had the first reversal candle in the monthly. Fortunately, I'm gifted with the ability to see the charts. So I know when I can get a favorable response from the audience. That's just the bottom line. Crypto Jugs, I'm assuming you'd be the one who would know about that ETF the most. But, you know, you might want to not put it as an EFT. But that's an interesting one at that. One could say Jared visited with a footlong there. We made Julie laugh. That's good enough for me. But yes, it's very hard to get XRPH, not just in Canada, in the USA as well. If it wasn't for me being signed up to MEXC last year before it became regulated for the USA on new users. See, they don't mind old users using it. But new users, they won't let you sign up due to unregulatory uncertainty, and they don't want to provide liquidity, apparently, for our side of the world. So, But that's where I bought it. I've looked so many places. I've had so many recommendations. And every time I look, these sites that I'm being recommended to now don't allow USA users. Oh, yes, L-Bank. I did see that on L-Bank. See? JM, I'm glad you said that. I haven't talked about that one. I don't even know if it's allowed in the USA, L-Bank. No. As a matter of fact, you can use it, but it said it's going to be a lot of problems for USA users. I remember the fine warning it gave me when I was logging onto it. It said, although you can use it, there's a myriad of problems. But, JM, the funny thing is when I was checking it and looking at the honorability, or so to say, the public perception, that was the lowest ranked one out of any of them that carried XRP8. So I don't know if that's... Yeah, BitTrue would not allow me to create an account. It said my area of residency, it was against the IP restriction because I live in the USA. BitTrue was one of them. That was one of them. Oh, perfect. So we've got some actually good. Awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm going to look more into that, and I will download that myself too. Because it said you could use it in the... Use email from Switzerland. Oh. Well, that'll work. That works for a BitTrue. But yeah, L-Bank, please let us know. That's for the USA, because I did see it. It said that you could use it, but it was it might be a little finicky with USA users. That's just a warning I got. Should I put my crypto on a USB, or is a cold wallet app going to be fine? I mean, it's all speculative. I don't have mine on a USB. My XRP, my exposure to the ledger is through a cold wallet. Yes, I use L-Bank in USA. Excellent, JM. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do some research on this after. I'm going to, I'll sign up for an account and, download it just so that I can understand the usability there. And then I will go along my way when it's in the buy zones, and then I will report back. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I just use, it was formerly known as Zoom. Now it's Zamin. That's the one that I use, and I've never had a problem. And it allows me exposure to the ledger, so I really appreciate that. Yes, Michael, that would be the way to do it. I would say so. USDT would be a good option. Yeah, Bitmark does as well. Yep, that was one that I tried to do in the USA, and they said my IP was restricted. I'm glad that there's so much buzz about XRPH. This is one, after all, on our native XRP, our own blockchain here, as we can call it. This is one of our native tokens. Ripple doesn't own it, but it is part of the ledger. This is one that's trying to start revolutionizing it right now, and it's pretty cool that we're on it so early right now, but at the right time. At the right time. 4,500 is more than most, my friends, Zool. I have 20,600 and some change right now, but that's nowhere where I would like to go if I can keep doing this, but I can't buy it today. I have a routine. I can't do it at 2.9. Anything under 2.5 right now, I'm game. Closer to 2.4, but 2.9's a little too rich for me right now. Just on my own personal vendetta. But we still got time in this monthly candle, so we'll see what happens. But all right, let's continue on. I know we're having fun with XRP Healthcare. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I was buying so much every day until we had the little rally today, because I tend to wait for a pullback. It's funny when you start to buy it every day, or you start to put a certain percentage in, like 20, 30 bucks a day or whatever you decide. Once it starts going up, you get disappointed. Isn't it so different? Because when you're buying it and you see 7% down in a day, oh yeah, I'm getting 7% more here for that 30 bucks. Or 10%, oh my God, I'm getting 10% more for that 30 bucks today. Look at this. Then when it's up 17%, I was like, oh man, I'm getting 17% less today. This sucks. That's the difference between accumulating and being in it for a swing. As much as we all like the quick swing, there's something to be said about accumulating into something you have a hope for in the future. And for some of you and me, maybe you didn't catch XRP at 2 cents and you're looking at a second lifeline here that nobody really talks about. And when they did, it was way too overvalued. XRP's market cap, and these are the things I like to talk about during the live as well. See, this is my transformation in 24. I promised everybody that I'd bring you more than just the mainstream. Looking at the gaming tokens I put out in front of us that I want to punch myself in the face right now because I was so focused on XRP healthcare that WAXP that I said I was supposed to start buying at 7 cents. Guess what? It snuck in there and did go at 7 cents. I want to... Sometimes you get mad at yourself, and I'm mad at myself. I said I wanted to buy it with that inverted head, and guess what? I didn't buy any of it because I was buying XRP healthcare. But I said this was a sleeping giant with the gaming tokens, with GamingCon coming in a couple months, that this was supposed to be one that we should have been buying. Also, Gala, we talked about as well. I put the arrow here for a reason. I was supposed to buy it on the 200-day, and I missed it. Look at that. I'm such a schlub. Because I was looking at XRP healthcare, and like, that's the thing. Like, should I be mad? Maybe. That's 38%. That's 38%. Same thing with that. That's 27%. You know, so it's like I can't even buy everything because I'm watching all this stuff. But now I seen this was where I wanted. But so it's like, all right, so do you slap yourself? Or do you just say, you know what? It is what it is. You bought this at least at 242 like you were planning. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, good, 17, 15%, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I have so much stuff that I want to do, but sometimes even I miss what I have. And I have these targets laser precision here, and even I miss them. So when somebody asks me if they should buy, yes, it's one thing to say you should buy it, and it's another thing to buy it. Even if you have the best of intentions like I did. Oh, I'm going to be so mad going forward, though. That WAXP, I've been waiting so long for that move. That's one of them. I'm going to come back when that thing goes up. I'm going to... Hopefully we get a second chance there is all I'm going to say. Honestly, nothing right now, believe it or not. I haven't had anything. Not since earlier this morning, believe it or not. So this is just Tom, XRP Future Millionaire right now. But if you want what I am because you're looking for a positivity, well, we'll shift into this gear on those notes. Yes, you buy the projects of the future. I agree with that, JW. Well, if you guys are looking to trade XRP right now, in the USA or Canada especially, look at BITUNIX in the video description below and pinned comment and the pinned comments here on the live. But you don't need a VPN. They have lowest spot and leverage trading fees in the USA. I know that for a fact because I'm in the USA. And every other site that I've used, it hasn't come close. There's been a couple, but then they end up going away from the USA users typically. But take advantage of that. Not just for the fact that you can buy stuff, sell it, whatever the case may be. But we did a comparison on Uphold. And for $1,000, we got 51 less XRP. It's just that simple. It was a $37 fee. So when it came down to it. So that's what I've been doing. I put $3,000 on that exchange so that I can do some swing trading or be able to buy when I can capitalize on opportunities. And like I said, I had a perfect opportunity at Gala, but no. I was supposed to buy 10,000 with that money, 10,000 tokens. All I had to do was drop 670, what was it? $510 it should have been roughly. I should have had to spend on 10,000 tokens, and I had the foresight. I missed it because of something else. So take advantage of that opportunity there. And then if you're looking for XRPH and you have the opportunity on MEXC, I put it in the pinned comments and I'll keep it in the video description below because that's where I buy it. If you're a USA user and you signed up to it last year, you will have the ability to use it without a VPN. I do. I don't even have a KYC. So, but if you're a new user, they do not allow USA users. For whatever reason, they don't. So that's that. If you appreciate my work and you want to pay it forward, you can always join Tom's Army or send one YouTube super chat per month as a way to show your token. And please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. It's very important because now we have to go into this. How many people? 155 people are still here. So let's get into the big news. IBM equals AI, says JM. I believe that. I don't doubt that. US SEC seeks $2 billion from Ripple. How many of you in the audience have heard this? If you think, well, I can't even say it because we have 172 likes, so I don't even know how many people haven't hit the like button. I was going to say, if you think if this is absurd, hit that like button. Like, this to me is such a crazy number. So, U.S. SEC seeks $2 billion from Ripple, Labs chief legal officer says. The seat of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is seen in their headquarters, yada, yada, yada. So March 25th, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is seeking fines and penalties totaling $2 billion in its case against Ripple Labs over sales of XRP or cryptocurrency XRP. The company's chief legal officer said in a social media post on Monday. In post on X, Ripple chief legal officer Stuart Alderodi said the regulatory has asked U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres in Manhattan for the penalties and court papers filed under seal. The SEC was scheduled to file the documents publicly with redactions on Tuesday. Rather than faithfully apply the law, the SEC remains bent on wanting to punish and intimidate Ripple and the industry at large, Alderodi said. A spokesperson for the SEC declined to comment. Torres ruled in July that the blockchain company's sale of XRP worth $728.9 million to hedge funds and other sophisticated buyers amounted to unlawful sales of unregistered securities. So even if that's the case, imagine they want almost 3 times in penalties what the actual sales were. Imagine you committed a crime or you committed a penalty where you had to pay back restitution, but they wanted 3 times more than what you should legally be charged for, even if you were guilty. Like, that's the case we have here. Even if they want to go after them for all $728.9 million, sure. That's what we speculated that Ripple could be selling their tokens for. But $2 billion is off. What, they want a 200% tax just because? I understand that's the devaluation. It's probably they need $2 billion to equal $728.9 million in the USA in real terms. But that's not our fault. That's the Fed's fault for for continuing to print money and forcing inflation up, because when you expand the money supply, after all, the prices go up. If they want the prices to go down, they contract it. So, I mean, that's their own problem. They shouldn't be extorting it out of Ripple, but no different than the taxes they use against their own taxpayers. But I won't get into that because I don't want to get banned here on YouTube. Other sophisticated buyers amounted to unlawful sales of unregistered securities. Ripple is scheduled to file a reply in April. The SEC sued Ripple, its CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen in 2020, accusing them of illegally raising more than $1.3 billion in an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP. The SEC dropped its remaining claims against Garlinghouse and Larsen in October. The case has been highly watched as it is among the biggest brought by the SEC in the cryptocurrency space. While the SEC partly won the case, Torres dealt the regulator a high-profile setback when she ruled that XRP, Ripple, sold on public cryptocurrency exchanges, did not meet the legal definition of a security. Torres denied the SEC's request to appeal that ruling while the case is in progress by the regulator, but the regulator may appeal once the judge decides its request for penalties. Other crypto companies facing SEC lawsuits, including major exchanges Coinbase and Binance, have pointed to Torres' ruling and urging other judges to dismiss the regulatory's claim. While the SEC has depicted most cryptocurrencies as the same kind of investment that has been classified as securities for decades, the industry has argued securities laws do not fit digital assets and called for new laws and regulations. And we know that's true because Bitcoin, now with the ETF, it's being ruled on or being oversighted by the CFTC, which is the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, which therefore makes Bitcoin not a security, a commodity. And just like how gold and silver is a precious metal, oh, that's right, the mining companies mine for precious metals if they are a commodity. Just like in the terms of digital assets, if we have something that is a digital asset, and Bitcoin, the biggest one of them all, with the biggest market cap of them all, you can't just say the small guy now all of a sudden is a security when the guy who's running the show is a commodity. Makes no fucking sense. Excuse my French. It makes no sense. So in that fact, they sound like a bunch of jackoffs, in my opinion. That's just XRP future millionaires saying that after all. I can't speak for the general public, but think about that. They're telling you the biggest, baddest one of them all, Bitcoin, is a commodity, but they're going to tell you the ones like XRP and XLM and DGB and ZIL and how XRP, healthcare, these are securities. Like, come on now. What do they think, we were born yesterday? I think some people were actually born yesterday, at least when it comes to the world of finance, or just the basic understanding. But something, I mean, come on. Does anybody get this? Steven, we should. That's where I expect it to go. As long as you don't see 63 cents give back, I fully anticipate that move to 75 cents. Fully. Yeah, I mean, 63.7 cents could be a retest, even down to 63, but I'm saying, as long as 63 cents doesn't give back, I fully expect it. Good question, and good follow-up question, actually, at that, to be honest. If you were going to ask the question, I appreciate you asking the follow-up, actually, because now somebody else doesn't have to. So thank you very much for that. With H-bar, we can see this inverted pattern as well. Left arm, inverted left arm. And I told Julie about these a couple days ago. Remember when I told you not to sell Doge, Julie? Because I said the inversion patterns were everywhere. And everybody was going to see it, and then they were going to say, how could they not have seen it? But we were already going to see it. Same thing I've been telling the audience, too. But bam, and out. That's an inverted head and shoulders. And the key here is, that's your low right there. You had a higher low. That signifies and confirms the bottoming pattern. That's all we needed to see. That higher low, without getting invalidated on more futuristic, like the future candles, that invalidates the bottom if it comes through. Other than that, we've now confirmed our bottoming pattern. Not just that, we could already see ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. And I kept doing this, and I said, when it happens, everything is, how did we not see this? And we'd say, we seen this. We seen this, all right. And XRP's behind right now. Even XLM's going to finish this, or H-bar will finish this off, and it should come up here to around 13.1 cents before it's all said and done. So, but I think, we do have to come up here on all these patterns. Otherwise, can't we see it, though? These could be left shoulder, M topping reversal, right shoulder. Even if it comes up here, what could it be doing? It could be creating the appearance of a bigger topping reversal if it can't get through. I think what's happening here more than likely is these could be playing off as one big left shoulder. Speculation at best. We won't know until it gets through. But I think it's playing off as one big left shoulder, more than likely. Now, we might not know this for H-bar until it consolidates and then finally bounces out, but something doesn't seem like it's just ready to give all the way back. Could I see it coming up here to 13 and tanking all the way back down to 10? Sure. But I don't see it giving it all back yet. I don't see this pattern breaking down anytime soon. I certainly see more of a chance of it going to 17.1, especially because this was a bullish cup and now it's in the handle formation. Well, a bullish handle at that, because it's already bounced out. It's trying to. But you have to go farther back with this to see it. I have the arrow pointing where I'm talking about. But the first layer here, though, I mean, you could speculate. We showed it before. That was your first cup and handle. And now we formed another consolidated pattern. And then the next step brings you up. Very bullish here on H-bar still. Very bullish until it gives us a reason not to be. XLM's at 13.69 cents. It's attempting its breakout just like XRP. It's actually come into the breakout zone now. There's nothing in here. Nothing. This is literally a move straight up. This, again, a little bit harder to see. Same inversion pattern. I can show you it everywhere. I told everybody yesterday, once that right arm starts pulling up, it'll be easier to see. Whether it's a fake out or not, and all these come up here, and maybe it gets rejected and shoots down. Whatever the case may be, we still have to come up there. So boom, ba-boom, 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 ba-bam. And what signaled this? The head was at a low. Right here we had a higher low. That's all you needed. That's it. That signified and verified the bottoming pattern. Once you got that higher low, you should never get a higher low. You should always have lower lows if we're not at the bottom. The moment you see a higher low, right or on, the antenna's like on an ant. They should be raised. Your senses should be heightened when you see that. As a technical trader, that's what people are looking at to go long. I guarantee a few people watching right now on leverage went long when that new lower high went in. Am I right or wrong? Did at least one person did you go long when that lower high came in on your perceived crypto that you wanted to trade with? When you seen on that inverted right arm that higher low, did you not go long? Whether it was a swing trade, I want to know if somebody did right when they seen that indicator. Because if they did on their favorite cryptos, they're up at least 6 to 10% right now, minimum. And on a leverage trade, that's insane. Halamon Boys said I did. See? That's what I'm saying. A technical trader right there was looking for an opportunity and found it. Because we got the inversion pattern. It was so obvious while it was happening, but you have to have the gahoonies to pull the trigger when it's happening. Now, if you want to pull the trigger, it could be too late, because what if we get rejected there and then it all caves in? You would have had to hit that first signal of the higher low, because now there's always we're going to try to validate it. We could try to trick people. You know, there's always so much stuff that can happen. But once you got that first higher low in the daily, it was an absolute miracle candle, because it was the easiest thing for a technical trader to capitalize. And now we've been getting a series of higher lows here. So we'll see. Even today's candles, an engulfing one in the daily, that's very bullish. And we're about to break bullish here as well, according to the RSI. Break that yellow line, it's very bullish. That's the relative strength index. I don't put a lot of stock into it, but it does let me see where the technical traders are. I can see from volume perspective if we're running out of steam or not. But I like to get all of the little tricks here. XRP will be 3 digits before the end of the year. You mean like $100 or $1 so I can get a haircut? So for anybody who's new, you see this hair, I'm not homeless like some. A lot of people say I'm homeless, which is fine. I like that too. But I promised the audience I would not cut my hair or trim my goatee until XRP hit $1. And this was back in July of last year. So it's been 9 months approximately. So it's pretty interesting. You know, I'm just glad I can grow my hair out like this. I'll be honest. My dad's hair is kind of robust, let's just say. He's got like the island on the back of his head, thinning in the front. Old Vincenzo's doing the same thing. But I'm 40 and I still at least have my hair. I might only be able to see out of one eye, but I at least have hair for now. I might only be able to see half of it, but at least I have it. But that's why I did it. I did it for the audience. So, and I said I might not cut it until it gets to all-time highs. I might have hairs like I don't know who I'd rival with. The Greek gods. I'd be like Zeus, Julie. Be like Zeus. XDC right now, we're looking to hold this 4.9 level. The only reason I say that is because if you don't want this to be a head and shoulders and XDC to come down and consolidate a little bit further, we want to invalidate any illusion that we could have a head and shoulders pattern forming here, which, boom, 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 if it got rejected, right? So let's just get up here and then back test and go, and then let's just come up to the 5.5 area. 5.5 should be a nice area up here that we should come up to, and then we could bounce around in here. So that's what I'm anticipating. I do not want to see a rejection right there. So positivity for XDC, as we have a very long target here right now of 7.9 after we broke out of this descending structure. It was a very long pattern, had the extension zone when we knew it was about to break. No different than what XRP just turned itself into not too long ago. So I think that's everything I wanted to cover. So, no, it's not. One more thing. XRP Bitcoin pairing, we talked earlier that it was in the moment that we were getting ready to move, and that was when it was under 64 cents. But this is still, we're ready for a move here. We're just trying to hold the support and break out. Like we came down, if we bounce off of this, and we talked earlier how we were probably going to come down here based on how Bitcoin looked, but we can actually, I don't even want to do that. I just want to use the first hit here. But if we bounce off of this is our key right now. If we bounce off of this, we got a big move coming here. Even just for the short-term move for the pairing, this would move up. This would mean XRP's price is outperforming Bitcoin if we start moving up. Right now, Bitcoin outperformed us today in a small sense. But this is our breakout zone. If we can get through here, we got a big move coming. And it should come up all the way to the top of this downtrending resistance up here. So just be prepared for a move for XRP. I know there's a lot of negativity coming out about the 2 billion, but that at face value, a lot of people are going to laugh at that when they see it. Some people are going to sell into and say, "Oh my God, this company's going bankrupt. I knew it." But you should not overanalyze that at all. 2.712 trillion is where I expect this to go for the total crypto market cap at best. I mean, at worst. At best, I'm looking for the next move to be up to 3.01, which is very critical. It finishes off my long theorized that we're going to come up to a big cup here where all-time highs was, and that's what I think we're working on here. So we'll see if it can finish this off, but it looks like we're trying to finish off this last 30 billion. I would actually be shocked if it didn't come, or not 30, but what is it? 400. It's actually like 445 billion. We're still trying to come up. So just about $500 billion. I think there's still a big move here left within this. Algo's up 4.45% to 2676. Algo. Hey, wow, a donation here as well. Look at this. I'll check that comment in just a second. Algo, though, before we leave, Algo's done exactly what we wanted it to in the first tier. When we bought it under 10 cents in the rotation down here late summer, early spring, well, actually towards September last year. When we bought it, it was just under 10 cents. 7,700 tokens were able to get on FOMO Fridays. Hopefully some of you were part of that. Right now we've bounced off of here. We've created the bottoming pattern. It's very clear, just like the rest of these. It's exactly what we want to see. Put in the lower high. I mean the higher low. Lower high. We put in the higher low. Boom, boom, higher low. Now we should bounce up into here. It's what we're searching. This is what every single pattern's doing. That's why I always say is they're not manipulation when everything can do the exact same thing, no matter what the project is. They all just happen to find the same movement at the same time. It's pretty interesting if you ask me. So thank you all for tuning in as we wind down here. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. My voice is just shot from the live earlier as well. Algo's going to be it's going to be huge. Algo's a big one. Algo's a big one. But before I leave, I want to thank that donation. That was very generous. Very, very generous, as Bitcoin is trying to give back 70,000. This is interesting. MC Prosperity, thank you so much for the $20 donation. It says, hi, Tom, for the hair grooming kit when we break $10. Or did he say $1 or $10? When we break $10, okay. I think $10 is I think it's in the cards for XRP in the future. That's one number I do think we will hit. That is one number I do think we'll hit. Good night, everybody. Night, Tanya Love. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much. Bitcoin, as we can see in the 4 hourly, is entering overbought. Not a surprise. Let's just say for the heck of it that Bitcoin, worst case scenario, consolidation. Ooh, we don't want to come all the way back down there. No, sir. We got to stay above 66,600. So we'll just do it right. That's what we're looking for Bitcoin. Or something like that. We're just trying to stay within this uptrend. Basically just draw it in with that resistance over the top. But we're trying to come up to see if this is either bearish or bullish. If it's bullish, we're going to see something like this. And I don't want to even say we speculated, because we did more than speculate. We drew it out. See that blue arrow coming back up to 73,621? That was if we held what we thought was a bottoming formation at 60,690. And we did. And we speculated that even if it was bearish, that it would do this, come back up and create a bigger M, because I didn't think this was the M of all M's. And we're proving that right now. So, but what I'm speculating is, in time, we should get over this, and then this could very well turn out to be one left shoulder if we do hop out to 85K. If we get rejected here, that thesis is mostly invalidated. If it comes through, it's invalidated. As long as it stays in this and bounces out, it could be validated. But that thesis could be playing out, but it is invalidated if you break below 60,690. So just consider that, in my opinion. So thank you all so much. Have a blessed evening. I can't thank you enough. Thank you all for spending the last hour. If you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments. Have a blessed